What was Papa Fred like as a leader, as a boss, as a dealer?
Gosh, I'm sure folks that worked for him have plenty of stories about it, but you know, overall, he was a pretty quiet guy. He was not a big personality. He was fairly introverted, but didn't shy away from difficult conversations. He was very direct, which in a way, a lot of times as a leader, that's great, right? There wasn't a lot of wondering what he wanted you to do, but not because he came and yelled at it or anything, but just he was just a really direct guy. He was very comfortable to be himself and be really direct and be really clear about expectations and also be open to people's ideas. So he was kind of that gentle giant, quiet leader, but everyone kind of knew their marching orders. They felt comfortable to go and talk to him and ask questions if they didn't know what to do. Transitioning from my grandparents to him, you know, he definitely started the kind of building of a team, right? The dealership was very small at the time, during the time that my grandparents ran it. There wasn't general managers and sales managers. I mean, you had my grandfather structuring a car deal, right? They were writing car deals and you were shaking my grandfather's hand when you bought a car. Well, as the community grew, as the dealership grew, as the team grew, you know, Dad was the one who started to educate himself about what was going on, maybe in some of the bigger markets, bigger cities, how were dealership teams being structured, you know, having sales managers, having service managers, and things like that. So he was definitely the beginnings of building our team, but he was definitely kind of that quiet guy.
The nice thing about Dad is, although he was an extraordinarily intelligent man, he never gave off the vibe to me that he was the one who knew everything, you know. And so when you say like building the team, he was definitely one to surround himself with people with more expertise than he had in a given subject or whatever. You know, he wanted somebody to manage his new car inventory that had more knowledge about the inventory than he did. You know, he wanted somebody that was more hip with the technology on the cars to run the service department than he had. And then, like I say, would a lot of times bow to their recommendations, relying on their perspective and their expertise, but always having that strong enough presence to where he positioned himself to have, you know, the final say on any decision makings. But like I say, I think he led a good team, you know, for the size store that we were back then.